So this was a post from earlier today of Trump's. That's because people don't like disloyalty. I opened the position for Reynolds. He's referring, I think it's the governor. Yeah, governor. So she became governor of Iowa by moving Terry Branstad to China as ambassador. I then helped her when she was substantially down and losing to a Democratic candidate, and worked hard to get her elected, including an endorsement and big Trump rallies. Very importantly, I was the sole reason that Iowa remained first in the nation. So, and it goes on. The biggest thing here, though, is disloyalty. It has blown my mind. The people like your DeSanctimoniouses, and all these people, they will be loyal, and it's because they're most of them are like DeSantis is from. He's from a secret society, so they're going. They've basically, given an oath in blood. It's the truth. That their life is to that society. So that's the reason why, like John Kerry and George Bush Jr., who were both from Skull and Bones, but one Democrat, one Republican, won't talk about that secret society. And if they're even asked, reporters end up dead. So, and that's true. That happened like less than 20 years ago. But who they're loyal to is always these scumbags, okay, that are trying to hurt America on the left and the right. And so loyalty is really a big, big deal. And it really shows what kind of scumbag you are, in my opinion, that you would support anybody but Trump. I know it's a free country. I'm talking about politicians. Obviously, the people, they're going to believe what they want to. But any politician, especially that got help from Trump to get elected, and DeSantis did, and so did this one, Reynolds. And look at what they do. So think about it this way. Is that the kind of person you want in office that will be it's one thing to be disloyal to scumbags, but instead these scumbags, Reynolds, DeSantis, they're loyal to the people they shouldn't be loyal to. It shows their character. And then he had also talked in another post, and this is huge too, because Reynolds is trying to take this stand of, I'm going to remain neutral. Yeah, so you can't do that. And there's a reason. This neutral stuff always reminds me of the Bible, because people think taking the neutral stand is somehow it's more noble or something. Yeah, no, it's that the neutral stand is why Jesus talked about you run neither hot nor cold. Then that doesn't it's just cowardice, first of all, and it's because you don't want to take the side that you know is right. Again, people know right from wrong. At this point, if people don't know the deeds while Trump was in office, then they weren't paying attention, or they just want to listen to CNN, which shows a lack of intelligence in those people. So, these people they took all of his help to get in, DeSantis, Reynolds, okay, and then they play this number. Like DeSantis, it was for anybody to support DeSantis, even before finding out everything about him, it was just shitty of him to step up and run when he knows what they did to Trump. It just shows that he used these people will use anybody. That's what the swamp is full of. These people, those are not the people you want in charge of your country or at any leadership level, because they won't do good by your country, and that will hurt you, your kids, everybody. And that's what's happened over time. I mean, most Americans don't even realize the amount of freedoms we've lost. How these universities should have been stopped long ago with their... I mean, really, the universities are no different than the training or the schools in Palestine, because they teach about, how a whole group of people, Jews, need to be killed. And then those kids grow up believing that. That's what our universities here do. Yet we put them on a pedestal. Can you imagine? That's how warped we are here in America. But yeah, look at it in less than 4 years what Democrats and these disloyal people that are just out for themselves. Look at what they've done to our country, and they're everywhere. They're in media. I mean, Kayleigh McEnany, she's a perfect example of this, but there's many, many others. Because they're so sure that this side of elites always wins that they're just riding it out. They're that stupid. They don't realize what they're facing. Just idiotic. Yeah, and so for all those people that continue to say, no, it was all up and up. Well, apparently it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, but Trump supporters have been ringing this alarm bell since 2020. Yeah. And all those experts at the FBI, all those people that, the left thinks are so upstanding and legit, all the higher educated. Yeah, apparently, I don't think it's going to work out really well for you guys. That I think you're going to look stupid if you don't want to come to and see the truth here. And then this was from I think yesterday's speech Trump gave. The current invasion at the border is unsustainable. I love that he uses that word. It's like sticking it straight to the UN and their unsustainable development goals. Southern border is unsustainable for any radical left charity, nonprofit, or so-called aid organization supporting these caravans and illegal aliens. We will prosecute them for their participation in human trafficking, child smuggling, and every other crime we can find. Absolutely. I've been saying that for a long time because we know the UN, with a bunch of their non-governmental organizations, are giving phones, are paying for much of this. And again, our medical system got on board with the UN and their 17 unsustainable development goals. So I've been raising the flag about the Nursing Association for a long time, supporting open borders, and it never made sense to me until I realized, oh, of course they would support it, because it goes along with the destruction of America. You have to destroy America so you can bring in your 17 unsustainable development goals, which is the globalism plan. Yeah, well, you're not going to be successful, but the nursing profession, again, because of too much education, they will still stay on that path, just like the other people that don't have good intentions for healthcare, don't have good intentions for the education system, don't have good intentions for this country, will continue to stay on this path because they absolutely believe that they're going to be successful. Yeah, you're not going to be. You don't have to believe me, but that is all. The very fact that you continue forward with your transgenderism on children, your systemic racism bullshit, shows that you do not have enough common sense. And again, should people that don't have common sense be in leadership of medicine, science, or nursing? Absolutely not. Or education? No. And yet that's the reason they support it. It never made sense to me. That's why I looked into American Nurses Association and National Nurses United, because why would they support something that will only hurt the medical system? It will overwhelm the medical system. These are the same damn people, okay, that carried on about, we can't, in 2020, we can't overwhelm the healthcare system. We can't. Well, then why would you support open borders? Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's okay for you to be hypocrites because you got on board with the International Nurse Council. Yeah, they're a disgrace too. Those are nurses that should not be in leadership. I don't even know if they should be nurses, really. I mean, just think about it. The very fact that you would get on board with the destruction of a country is disgraceful, because that's what it is. It's having to destroy America to bring in the UN's plan. I keep saying it. So, yeah, Trump go after all these organizations. So that would be pretty much the whole UN, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. So that would be all the people that got on board with globalism, too. Yeah, because they knew about it. They supported it. They can play like, well, we didn't know. Well, you had to, especially if you're still on board at this point.